and to be shedding more light on the events of today and the Senate elections taking place here in Egypt on the 4th and the 5th of August. I'm honored to be having with me on Panorama News for tonight over the phone Mr. Tarek Refaat, the journalist at the Middle East News Agency. Mr. Tarek, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International and Panorama News.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for having me.
Mr. Tarek, of course, we have seen for today the first day for the Egyptians within the country voting in the Senate elections over 27 different governorates. How did you see the first day of the Senate elections?
The polling stations across the Egyptian governorate opened, of course, as you know, at 9 a.m. today to receive voters wishing to cast their ballots in the Senate election 2025. A total of more than 400 candidates are contesting on the individual seats. Around 183 of them are independent, and more than 240 are affiliated with political parties. This is one of the elections which saw a heavy voter flow. No major complaints or disruptions were reported after all the voters queue and cast their ballots with full security measures in the place for ballot boxes. We have seen some injuries and some deaths, and even though a judge which was supervising a polling station in Monofea was injured, despite that she resumed her duties after receiving the treatment. The first day of the Senate elections witnessed a remarkable voter turnout. The electoral process proceeded on schedule without any obstacles or extension of voting hours. We saw some delays in some polling stations, but overall there were no obstacles and the voting hours were not extended. The numbers witnessed were a significant increase in the voting volume and the support to expedite voting and reduce congestion.
Yes, Mr. Tarek, you have mentioned a very important point, which is the international observers who have toured Egypt, toured different governorates and random schools and polling stations for today, including the ambassador of Venezuela, for example, politicians and delegations from the United States of America, Serbia, Burkina Faso, Argentina, the African Union. How do you see the importance of the participation of those delegations and those delegates of the international organizations and embassies to be observing the Senate elections, and not for the first time?
I mean, it was significant. It was a significant day. We saw observers from all over the world, from the U.S. Some ambassadors even came. The Arab League was also present. The Arab Parliament was present. We also saw the National Council for Human Rights, who praised, most of them, or all of them actually, praised the electoral experience and said that the 2025 Senate elections in Egypt is a model for democracy. We saw the Speaker of the Arab Parliament, as the report mentioned, affirmed Egypt's electoral process, that it stands as a leading model and a cornerstone in advancing democracy and good governance in the region. Also, the Central Operations Room for the National Council for Human Rights stated that it followed up on the course of the second phase of the 2025 elections, and in statements, the head of NCHR said that the Council is following up the electoral process as per terms of reference. Its respect for voters' rights as well as equal opportunities for all candidates. He also mentioned free and fair voting is the cornerstone of building a modern democratic state, noting that participation in the elections is one of the most pronounced manifestations of exercising political rights.
And finally, Mr. Tarek, we have seen, not for the first day, we have seen the enthusiasm, the efforts of the National Elections Authority headed by Councillor Hazem Badawi and the Executive Committee of the National Elections Authority headed by Councillor Ahmed Bindari. How did you see the efforts of the Executive Committee of the Authority in general to be organizing the Senate elections for the Egyptian expatriates on the 1st and the 2nd of August, and for the Egyptians residing within the country on the 4th and, of course, on the 5th as well for tomorrow or for today?
Yes. The National Elections Authority confirmed today that the first day of the Senate election witnessed a remarkable voter turnout, noting that the electoral process proceeded on schedule without any obstacles. As I said, Councillor Ahmed Bindari, Director of the Authority, said this evening that the Authority closely monitors the process through monitoring committees. He noted that a number of areas witnessed a significant increase in voting volume, and he added that some polling stations experienced a temporary outage which was quickly resolved without any significant impact on the electoral process. He emphasized the authority's full commitment to the opening and closing times of the polling stations from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. He also indicated that fluorescent ink is not used in the Senate or House of Representatives elections, but is limited to presidential elections and referendums. Mr. Bindari also stressed that polling stations with voters present before 9 p.m. will remain open until the end of voting, with no official extension of voting hours. We saw the National Election Authority, they did a very big job to help the elections go smoothly, as we are witnessing a very huge turnout from voters. And tomorrow, hopefully, we will see the casting of the ballots with full security measures in place for ballot boxes.
Yes, Mr. Tarek, Refaat, the journalist at the Middle East News Agency, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Panorama News and Nile TV International.